You want to go on camera and respond to kind of what transpired between the two of us? I mean, do you think you were treated fairly, unfairly?
I didn't really know you were even filming, really.
I had the camera right here the whole time. Okay, so you know, my position was that basically this is kind of fomenting some racism, that because even if you don't particularly see yourself as a racist, having that on the front of the shirt.
Racist.
Well, I'm just saying that if there are people who believe it is, there are people that are offended by this.
Well, if they read the back, they understand.
Okay.
If you do look at that, I'm trying to get that shock. I'm trying to tell people, look, wake up, man.
Well, couldn't you say couldn't you put according to the government on the front?
No, I wanted that shock.
You wanted
people to say, you know, what are you talking about? And then that'll get them, that's the conversation.
So it's really just kind of a hook, using racism as a hook.
Well, it's sarcasm. That's sarcasm.
Right. So, ma'am, what do you have to say about this? All right. So you're saying there's no other way to take that?
There's no other way to take that. How else does it take I'm a racist? What else does that mean?
And regardless of the stuff on the back. So you're okay.
So if I read that, of course, first time I would be offended. Of course, what do you mean you're racist? What does that mean? There's no sarcasm in it. And you already know the controversy behind that statement, so you're asking for controversy. And you got it.
Right.
If you're looking for information, you want to make a statement, you've made it. But you know what you're doing. I'm not mad. You know what he's doing. This is America's free speech. You do what you want. But you know what you're doing.
Right.
It's all right.
Okay. Well,
I don't have to wear the shirt.
I agree. You don't have to wear the shirt, and I reported on this. I made a video about this during the 4th of July festival. I don't know if you were aware, they were selling the same shirts, and it stirred up quite a bit of controversy.
It should. It should. I mean, there's no way of getting around it.
Do you think if maybe he had been subject to racism in his life, that he would see it a little bit differently?
Yeah, but he hasn't had that problem. He's the majority. And you're the majority. So you don't have to have that issue. You don't have to be faced with being automatically judged because of the color of your skin or the fact that I happen to be a woman. I have 2 strikes against me. Already fighting over my mouth. You don't know if I'm educated or not. You don't know how many college degrees I have. You don't know what position I hold. Automatically you see me as a black woman. Racism, period, is because I'm different. And that's ridiculous. And you already know what that's going to bring.
So
you got the controversy. All right, man, go ahead.
Are you saying that there's some things you just shouldn't joke about?
Some things you just don't.
You just don't go there?
Like if I had a shirt that said the Holocaust never happened, who would say something to me about that? Oh, any other sensitive subject. But that's all right. Controversy sells. High five. I ain't mad.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's America. You can do what you want. This is why we have free liberty. So.
Okay, well, I thank you for your time.
You were asking me about these T-shirts, right? And just whether I thought they were sensational. Which, I mean, it does. When you say something on the front that says, "Yep, I'm a racist," that that is kind of a sensational statement, because nobody. I mean, in today's climate, nobody wants to be a racist. So nobody wants. I mean, I can't think of anybody. I'm married to somebody who's half Iranian. I don't want to be labeled a racist. I don't know of any of my friends that would want to be labeled a racist. I can't think of.
Given the response to my column about these T-shirts, some of the comments were definitely very racist. Where people commented, about African Americans and said the N-word and some other things. So those people are definitely out there, and they like these shirts. They want to come buy more of these shirts.
Well, I can see. I mean, like I said, my husband's half Iranian. His dad came here as a legal immigrant in the 1960s. He came through the front door. He had the visa. He got the green card. He never got welfare. I mean, he came straight through the front door, and he was completely legal. And I think my husband would actually find humor in these T-shirts. Whether or not he would buy one, I don't know.
Okay, but here's the thing. I mean, for some people in this country, racism, the phrase "Yup, I'm a racist," is painful because they've been the victims of racial hatred and they've been the victims of hate crime. What do we tell those people? I mean, you know, that we don't care. I mean, is that? I mean, if it, we know it's within his First Amendment rights, but is it common sense? Is it polite? Is it courteous?
I think what these T-shirts are doing, it's kind of saying, you know, these things on the back that say, I support the Constitution, I support...
But no one's ever called someone a racist because they support the Constitution, have they?
Well, it seems that today they are.
That's true, right? No one has ever called someone a racist because they support the Constitution. No one's ever caused someone a racist because they support free speech. No one's ever called someone a racist because they support the Second Amendment. Now, the only thing on here that I could see where the racial issue has come up is when it gets to the closing the borders and the Arizona immigration law. Okay.
Bailouts, I mean...
but no one's ever been called a racist because they bailed out. I mean, we bailed out Wall Street. Now this
is wrong.
Right. But no one called Bush a racist because he did that.
They didn't like him either, did they?
Well, no, but they never called him a racist. And the point I'm trying to make is, can you at least agree that racism, when you say, yup, I'm a racist, that people have been a victim of racism, that brings up, you know, painful memories, that brings up issues that they would like to put behind them, that it's insensitive. It's like kind of like, you know, Holocaust victims saying, you know, when they see the swastika and whatnot. I mean, you can put that out there.
Well, the biggest thing is
but do you think it's respectful to people who would be offended? I mean,
well, usually government is the one that's fueling this.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they're
No. Do you feel like you're fueling it by putting these T-shirts out here?
I'm just saying I'm done. I'm tired of being called one. If this makes me a racist, then yeah, that's what I am.
Okay, and you feel the government, who in the government,
playing it.
Well, who do you think's doing this in the government? I mean, the government's a big place, a lot of people.
A whole bunch of them. They're using this. I got a divide and conquer shirt over there.
Okay.
If you read the back of that, all 4 steps right now are going on.
Have you been selling a lot of these shirts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good support. Because I've had 70-year-old women back.
I know WLAX came out and interviewed you yesterday.
Yeah.
I saw that. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, my husband's half Iranian. He takes great pride in his Iranian heritage. He would see the humor in this.
Okay. Well, there are some people there are some Kentuckians that, I mean, because I've gotten over 1,000 comments on this. I'm sure you're aware. And some people, this has painted Kentucky as a bunch of rednecks and
But
you know.
until they get this, don't call me a racist until you read this.
Okay.
I mean, if they know our documents, that's what I'm trying to tell people. Look, come up, educate yourself. Don't just come up here and call me a racist if you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. But, I mean, don't you think that once people say they're racist, once you play the race card, that all the other debate kind of stops?
Well, look what happened up there with the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers? Wasn't that a joke?
I'm not familiar with.
Come on, man, where you been, dude?
Come on.
I've heard about the incident, but I haven't heard enough. I haven't heard enough to make a comment on.
I want to kill crackers.
Who said who said that?
Leader of the Black Panther,
leader,
King
the head of the
Isom
Black
something.
Panthers.
The leader of it, he was like,
I don't support.
Racist?
I don't.
Is that not racist?
So you're saying that racism on one side makes it okay on the other side?
It is not okay from either side. But the thing is,
Okay, I would agree with you.
They've
I
been
would
playing
agree
the
with
race
you.
card up until now, this whole time. And when he prints something like this, that's wrong.
Well, I think it's in extremely poor
double
taste.
standards.
I think it's in extremely. I'm filming this. Do you realize this is going to go on?
I understand.
Okay.
Then tell those on the left to first stop playing the race card. When nobody says anything, when
I don't think any rational people who want to make this country better are supporting racism on
nobody
either
is
side.
supporting racism.
Okay. Mr. Lang, we met before. Do you think you got a better shake this time in the interview? Are you happy with our conversation that your views have been accurately represented?
right. I just say, check that shirt. If that's what makes me a racist, then hey.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your comments. All right, man.